Right, you lot. So Warzone dropped Season 3 and suddenly Twonk Patrol's out here screeching, "Oh my god, we're so back!" Like a cult that's just got the favourite map resurrected. Yeah, Verdansk is back, and so are hackers, SBMM Stranglehold, Rock'em Matchmaking, and same recycled bullshit Activision's been serving on a silver platter since Modern Warfare 2019. They think this is a comeback. Mate, it's not a comeback. It's a fucking relapse. A relapse into everything that's been killing Call of Duty for the past 5 years. You got 138,000 players on Steam now, right? Takes off like a rocket second Warzone drops. But before you start crowd surfing over those numbers, let me ask you this. Did OAT actually change? No? Good. Because now we can start tearing this facade apart, piece by broken piece. Let's begin. Right, let's talk numbers, because that's only language these stat-chasing muppets seem to understand. Steam Charts reports 113,000 peak players for Warzone after Season 3 launched, eyes to 2025. Cute fireworks, roll out carpet, and let Activision apologists start furiously tweeting, "We're back!" Back where? Back to 2019 levels of Copium, because here's a bit they conveniently forget to mention. Black Ops 6 peaked at over 313,000 at launch. So yeah, this Warzone spike is impressive, if you ignore part where it's literally a third of what we had before. This is like setting your house on fire, putting out a cushion, and calling it a miracle. And don't even start with, "Oh, but everyone's playing on Battle.net or Game Pass." That lie's older than Verdansk itself, and now Steam's data just uppercutted it through fucking window. People came back because they were curious. They heard whispers, "Verdansk is back." And what did they find? Same game, same issues, same manipulated bullshit. It's not a resurrection, it's a rotting corpse with new sunglasses. A new lot in comments shouting, "This is best update we've had in years." Yeah, because the last few updates were so dire, a slightly functional patch feels like a divine intervention. Warzone didn't return to glory, it hit a sugar high. And I'm giving it 2 weeks, max. But numbers start bleeding out again like a poorly balanced TTK loadout. Players aren't back, they just came to check pulse. That body's still twitching. So here we are, Verdansk has returned. Promised land. Map that was supposed to save Warzone. What did it actually do? Jack. Bloody shit. Let me say it louder for smooth-brained hype merchants in back. Problem were never fucking map. Problem were never nostalgia. Problem were never that Resurgence were boring. Problem is game. You can wrap a turd in Verdansk, sprinkle it with Rebirth dust, and call it Season 3 Reloaded, but it's still a turd. And that flies are back. Same hackers, same cheats running riot, same Ricochet anti-cheat that couldn't catch a cold in a meat freezer. They dropped ban waves right before launch to make it look like they were doing something. Newsflash, you don't need a wave if your anti-cheat actually worked. Ricochet into shield, it's a fucking screen door on a submarine. And let's not forget deletion of Rebirth and Resurgence playlists. Yeah, they took out most popular modes, so they could force you into Verdansk like it's some kind of hostage situation. Then they act surprised when people scream, "Fix game!" This update, this Season 3 spectacle, it's a marketing stunt duct taped over a failing system. A system that still uses SBMM as a torture device, matchmaking as manipulation, and player trust as a toilet. And what's even more insulting? Defenders, cope crew, ones who look at all this carnage and say, "Get time." Mate, we given it time. Years of it. And all Activision's done is optimise failure. Let's crack open rotten mechanical art of Warzone and have a good long sniff at festering corpse known as skill-based matchmaking. SBMM in Call of Duty ain't matchmaking. It's player behavioural manipulation dressed up in a lab coat. And it's not just SBMM anymore, is it? Nah, they're quietly upgraded to EOMM, engagement optimised matchmaking, a system designed to not give you fair fights, but to keep you addicted, frustrated, and controlled like a rat in a digital maze. You win too many games? Enjoy your rage lobby next match. Lose a few? Here's a bot-filled ego boost to keep you pacified. Middle tier players? You're fucked. You're punching bag tier. Good enough to be stomped by sweats, but not bad enough to be protected. Don't even start with Ricochet PR soap opera. Every time they ban a few accounts, they parade it like they just cured cancer. Meanwhile, cheaters are already back on old accounts with fresh warlocks, laughing harder than Bobby Kotick in a yacht full of your Battle Pass money. Oh, and Xbox numbers? Inflated to hell. Why? Because Game Pass for PC is counted as Xbox network activity. So congratulations, you've just been statistically manipulated harder than Warzone zip registration. And when Steam forced them to admit they were actually using AI for content, they finally folded, but only because they got caught. Activision don't tell truth, they run experiments on you. Every time you queue up, you're not playing a game, you're participating in a data farm where fun is control group and pain its metric. And it works, because Addiction Loop is polished to a mirror shine. SBMM, EOMM, make sure you never feel in control. It's not about skill anymore, it's about whether algorithm lets you win. And let's talk about content, or more accurately, creative bankruptcy Activision keeps dressing up in flashy trailers and dubstep. Let's start with maps. Multiplayer maps in this game feel like they were stitched together during a Red Bull fueled all-nighter by a bunch of interns who've never seen a 3-lane layout in their life. And Treyarch? I love those devs, I really do. But these recent maps, they don't feel like Treyarch. They feel like outsourced contract work slapped together with recycled textures and sold a dead playlist. And yet, here come apologists again. Bro, just keep time. Mate, we're not aging a wine cellar, we're watching a AAA shooter disintegrate in real time. Then we've got FOMO bundles, limited time skins, anime crossovers, and reskins of guns that already felt outdated in 2021. They release this crap every week and call it support. Support? You mean monetized filler designed to keep your wallet open and your standards low? And who buys into this scam hardest? Influencers. Same greasy-handed shills who'll tell you, this is most fun I've had in years, right before they launch into a Raid Shadow Legends ad and flash their exclusive creator bundle codes. It's kicker though, Activision don't need to fix alt, because they know their audience. They're not twonks who'll defend this game with their lives if it means they get to show off another pink trace around in a TikTok montage. So yeah, we got a new map, we got shiny new season, we got illusion of progress, but under the surface, same broken mechanics, same manipulative systems, same refusal to listen. Let me say it straight, if you jumped into Season 3 and found everything still broken as when you quit, what hell did you expect? This isn't a redemption arc, it's a rerun of failure with Verdansk filter slapped on. SBMM still dictates every match like it's a fucking Hunger Games. EOMM still manipulates your outcomes like a Vegas slot machine. Ricochet is still a placebo wrapped in PR spin, and Activision is still lying through its polished platinum teeth. And yet, Cope Squad keeps chanting, stop hating bro, it's fun again. No it's not. You've just been gaslit so hard you think pain is content. I don't hate game, I hate what they've done to it. And I'm not alone. Whether it's Plain Truth, Fully or whoever, when we tear this crap apart, it's not for clicks. It's because someone has to speak truth while industry keeps selling you silence. You call it negativity. Nah mate, this is resistant. Last wall standing between passion and profit-driven decay. So to players hanging on, praying this update finally fix things. It didn't, it won't, and it never will until we stop celebrating crumbs like the cake. Join Discord, follow on X, check out channel membership. All links are in description. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, leave your comments and questions below. Might just feature them on channel. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent.